Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Calcio Show. I'm Alfredo and as always I'm joined by my incredible co-host Luca. How are we?
Doing very well, man. Lot to cover. Lot to talk about our national team, of course.
So we just watched the game. 3-0 win.
Important win.
Win.
Two important wins in a row.
Yeah, I mean, did the absolute most Italy could. So let's start with the first game against Estonia. Estonia, who, by the way, I know we say they are one of the lesser teams in the group, but they have actually been Norway's most competitive game so far.
That says a lot.
They only lost 1-0 to Norway, and they actually had an amazing chance right at the end. They could have made it 1-0. But yeah, what did you think of the game on Saturday? The
Estonia game I thought was pretty comfortable, to be fair, from minute 1 to minute 90. I really don't think they created too many I was going to say clear-cut chances, but really opportunities in general. They really didn't test us at all. Their goal was a gift by Donnarumma. It was a mistake, but it's a rare mistake. It's a blunder that he never really makes for the national team. We've seen him make a couple errors for PSG over the years, but not really for the national team. Overall, we didn't really have to come out of second gear too much. I think the only disappointing thing was probably the Retegui penalty miss, but he made it up for it. Actually, Moise Kean's injury was probably the most disappointing thing, but again, that wasn't in our control. That's just unfortunate. Overall, really, really comfortable. When impressed with Spinazzola's appearance, who I'm sure you'll talk about. Esposito's finish as well, great finish. Should have scored today as well, but in that game against Estonia, he took his goal extremely well. Very tough finish, but overall, comfortable win. Was impressed.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it, isn't it? Comfortable, both tonight and against Estonia. Most interestingly, the change of system as well. Gattuso deciding to play a 3 at the back, which I personally think is him kind of admitting, okay, we're in the playoffs. This is looking forward to next year being in the playoffs, barring Estonia producing a miracle against Norway, of course. He's looking at that playoff and thinking, how should we best be set up? And I think with the players we've discussed it before. Playing with wide midfielders and wide attackers doesn't suit Italy because we don't have talent there. Our most talented wide players are our wing backs, Di Marco, Cambiaso,
Orsolini when he plays. I mean, further up, but still a wide player.
Udogi when he's fit, Spina. Like those wide players are a lot more effective than our wingers, our Cambiagis or our Zaccagnis, and also the boys at the back. And I think you mentioned the only kind of negative being the Retegui missed penalty, but over the two games, I still think Italy look incredibly weak in transition. I thought Bastoni the other day was so poor. My big worry, because as talented as he is, let's talk about him for a minute. He is probably, in terms of being a ball-playing defender, one of the most talented centre-backs in the world, right? Even as a Juventus fan, even wearing an Inter shirt today,
what is it with you and Inter? This is not an
That looks like an Inter shirt. It looks like
it doesn't look like an Inter kit.
It does. It looks like the Inter Globe shirt.
It's not an Inter kit. This guy breaking my balls, man, about Inter every time, man. Pressing buttons and he knows what he's doing.
Anyway, Bastoni, we can both admit he is one of the most talented ball-playing centre-backs in the world.
For sure.
But I don't think that he has the leadership qualities to be the kind of the man at the back for Italy. I'm not moved for him to be the leader of this team.
I hear what you're saying. And plus, when it comes to the national team for Bastoni, he's never had too many standout performances. When you think about Bastoni's best games in his career, they all come for Inter. You look at Bonucci, you look at Chiellini, those guys were great for us, of course, for Juventus. But when it mattered, they also turned up for the national team and led the lines. And like you said, they were leaders. They set an example. Bastoni, for example, as good as he was in 2021, he couldn't get a game in the Euros pretty much because of those two. And of course, they were experienced. And this isn't a dig at Bastoni, but what I'm saying is eventually Bastoni will have to become the leader for the younger defenders that are coming through the ranks. The Leoni when he's back from an injury, or whoever might come through the ranks in the next 4 or 5 odd years. Bastoni needs to be the figurehead and the spearhead that they look up to. And what I find really interesting actually was I was listening to an interview by Nesta the other day on TikTok. I saw a bunch of clips, and he was talking about his relationship with Paolo Maldini, and he was saying how before Paolo was a veteran, let's say, he had Baresi, he would learn from Baresi. And when Nesta was coming through the ranks at Milan, he was learning from Paolo Maldini. And then eventually when Paolo retired, Thiago Silva was learning from Alessandro Nesta. And then wherever, obviously, Thiago Silva went on to PSG, Chelsea, wherever
then
it may
Mario
be.
Yepes was learning.
But it was almost like a cycle, right?
Yeah.
And he felt like almost in football nowadays that might have been lost a little bit in the sense that the older player taking the younger player under the wing, teaching them. It's almost like tough love, almost you give it. And I think Bastoni really needs to take that father figure role for the young defenders in the ranks. And we haven't seen that yet. Will we see it? Hopefully, probably. But it needs time. So I get what you're saying, and I'm in agreement.
I wonder if it's also to do with his age and him still being very young. He's still only
26, I want to say, yeah.
Which in Italian years, he may as well be
16,
9, yeah. But he made his debut for Italy when he was so young, and he still is young, for a centre back. I mean, he should be, I think, a bit more imposing defensively than he is, but he is still young. He's not what Chiellini was or a Bonucci when they kind of were finishing their careers, and I still think physically, I think he can be moved quite easily by forwards. I think sometimes he looks
He's got
sluggish.
a weird build. Like he's tall, but he's not big.
Yeah. He's great in the air,
Yeah.
But in transition as well. In transition, he can look so laboured and sluggish sometimes. And I think that's a big problem with this Italy team. I think we saw it tonight in that first half against Israel tonight.
Yeah, leaking transitions.
We look so open.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I was talking to my dad the other day, and I think we were saying it's the first time in my life that I can really remember where Italy are actually fine going forward. We've got Retegui, whose goal scoring record for Italy is now brilliant. Raspadori's goal scoring record for Italy is fantastic. Kean is playing the best football of his life. We've got like goal scorers now that have like seemingly come out of nowhere. But at the back we look so bad. I don't remember the last time an Italy team was so much better going forward than it was defensively.
Yeah,
it's insane.
we're like Jekyll and Hyde at the minute.
Yeah.
Two opposites. It is quite weird. Defensively, we've always been solid. Ever since I was young, ever since you were young, we never really had issues at the back. Now but the thing is, the names are there. The names are there to have a solid defence. The names are there to, on paper, not leak as many chances and be more solid, especially against teams like Israel, against Estonia, these teams that we're facing. Even Norway, no disrespect, they're a good team. But they're not, like, on paper, one of the best teams in the world. You know what I mean?
At the moment, their form would say otherwise.
Their form is incredible. But for me, personally, I still think going into the group stages, we were favourites. We should have been favourites to finish first.
I agree.
So, against a tougher... I say tougher, of course, Norway are a good team and whatever, but I'm saying against the best of the best teams, the best countries, we would struggle massively.
Yeah, and I think it's good that Gattuso has kind of recognised that we don't have the players to be playing a 4 at the back or a wide forward line. But like you said, the names are there. Your Calafiori, who's been outstanding for Arsenal this year, super talented footballer. Bastoni as well. Buongiorno is great. He's never fit, unfortunately. But there is one player who is consistently starting for Italy, and I personally feel that he shouldn't be. I think Di Lorenzo has had a poor season for Napoli. He started the season nothing short of terribly in his performances, both for Napoli and for Italy. Yet he still is starting for Italy. I cannot fathom why. I really cannot understand it.
No, I get what you're saying. If you're going off merit, performances wise, it doesn't really make too much sense why he's in the team. My only logic behind the constant selection of Di Lorenzo is the experience that he has, whether that be for Napoli, whether that be for the national team. The fact that obviously Spalletti, previous Italian coach, and now Gattuso both worked with him at Napoli, so I'm sure they have. Well, Spalletti for sure, but I'm sure Gattuso, even though it wasn't a long time he spent at Napoli, has trust within him. And it's almost a situation where maybe he feels too much pressure to drop Di Lorenzo. Who would start on the right centre-back position over him, would you say, right now? A Gatti? I mean, Gatti's not elite level. Nor is Di Lorenzo, to be fair. There is competition. There are options. But there's not a star, standout kind of defender where you're like, wow, he needs to play in plus. Even if all the 3 left-footed centre-backs are healthy right now.
You can't play all 3 of them.
Yeah, you can't play 3 left-footed centre-backs in a 3-back system. So I get what you're saying. I don't think Di Lorenzo has been incredible this season. But the options at the minute aren't there.
Who else?
That's the thing.
I don't know. I just think he's a liability defensively. I think Italy have enough problems defensively at the moment as it is.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're helped by Di Lorenzo. I don't know. The players just look different. Bastoni looks at a different player for Italy than he does for Inter, Dilo looks, not this season, but certainly he had a great season last year. He was brilliant for Napoli.
Yes.
But this season has looked like a completely different player. Calafiori's different. Calafiori's actually played pretty consistently well for Italy.
Yeah, he's good for both club and country.
But yeah, the drop off is insane. And what worries me is that we've all seen the stats of who it's looking like we might face in the semi-final of the playoffs.
Yes.
Again, barring an Estonia miracle against Norway, not going to happen. 25% likelihood of it being Sweden. 25% likelihood it's North Macedonia. So there's a 50% chance we play either Sweden or North Macedonia.
Yeah, surely not.
Which might sound scary, but it's also the chance to right some wrongs.
Yeah, I mean, amend a lot of bad mistakes that have haunted my life, your life, the life of every Italian football fan. And look, at the end of the day, Sweden right now are horrible in terms of their form, but they still have players that can make the difference.
They've got some super talented players.
That's the thing. They got Gyökeres, £60 million striker, Arsenal. Isak, £150 million player, Liverpool. Elanga, Premier League proven. They got Lucas Bergvall, very good midfielder for Tottenham, yeah. They got the talent there. Form-wise, not so much. North Macedonia is just, for me, horrible memories. Same as Sweden, to be fair, but North Macedonia is the worst because we were going in there as European champions. That was like, there was no chance we would lose it. But it was a weird one. I believe we would have faced Portugal in the final of that
Portugal,
regardless. Yeah,
it would have been.
It would have been very hard.
So it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Yeah, I mean...
João Pedro came on. When all hope was lost for Italy. This is how bad it got. I think people forget. Like, don't ever forget.
I can't lie, I forgot about João Pedro represented Italy.
When all hope was lost, right, and we need a goal against North Macedonia to even give Italy a chance of getting into the World Cup. Mancini, I love Mancini, and to be honest, if it were me now, if Italy couldn't get Conte as manager, I'd get Mancini back. I would, but Mancini looked around and thought, and he looked at João Pedro in the eye with trust, and he said, "You're my guy," and he brought him on. Disgusting.
Who were the other guys on the bench?
Should we have a look?
It was Deadwood.
Should we have a look?
Yeah, we'll have a look.
I think that squad was...
It was dead food. It was dead food.
It was. But let's, just for the sake of, having a laugh, let's actually look at the options. So, obviously the team was basically the same team from the Euros. It was Donnarumma in goal, Florenzi, Mancini, Bastoni, Emerson, Barella, Jorginho, Verratti, Berardi, Immobile, Insigne. On the bench, Chiellini was on the bench, came on. Tonali was on the bench, came on. Pellegrini on the bench, came on. Raspa came on. João Pedro came on. And then the other subs, we had Sirigu, not going to come on. De Sciglio, Cristante, Pessina, Cragno, Acerbi and Politano. So the only other alternative forward to bring on would have been...
Politano.
Yeah. And Pessina attacking midfielder.
Yeah. Yeah, not good. Not good at all.
God, that is horror.
Yeah.
But yeah, but anyway, so forgetting about that.
But I don't know, man. Who else is there? We could face like a Moldova, I believe,
There's
Germany.
a chance of Moldova. Germany's
Finland
all over
or
now.
something.
Germany's all over because they will likely qualify. There's a chance of Romania. Chance of Northern Ireland.
Wales.
Wales are against North Macedonia. They're in the same group. So if Wales come second, then we won't be facing North Macedonia.
Okay.
But at the moment, North Macedonia are only a point behind Belgium. No, they're not a bad side by any means. They weren't a bad side then. They're not a bad side now.
Belgium aren't great at the minute either.
No, they're not there. They are poor. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. Like I said, barring a miracle from Estonia, which, football's a funny old game.
Miracles happen in football. Typically not to Italy recently,
typically not to Italy. Whatever the antonym of miracle is what happens to Italy.
Yeah, disaster.
Yeah, a deflected goal against Sweden that flew into the goal. A 35-yard shot from Trzaskowski, who will never ever shoot another shot like that in his entire life, by the way.
Man.
I've never seen a ball hit so perfectly.
It's always us. It's always against us. We can see the most bizarre, world-class goals from those average players in crazy situations.
But to be honest, Italy didn't... But I don't know. The Sweden one, Italy didn't deserve to go to that World Cup. That was fine. You could live with that. But the last one, the Jorginho's missed penalties. Yeah. That was it. That's what cost us. That was the difference. Yeah. The difference between Italy going to the World Cup and not was 2 missed penalties. But then, 2 years prior, Italy won 2 penalty shootouts in a row to win the European Championship. So
you win some, you lose some.
Exactly. Can't win them all, just most of them.
Yeah.
You like that. But yeah, so Estonia was okay. Again, just tonight was... First half was poor, I thought. I thought we looked slow. And it's hard because I watched what Norway did to Israel. How many weeks ago was it?
I think... No, bro, it was the last game. No?
Oh, was it the last game?
I think so.
Yeah, was it? Yeah, it was the last game.
Haaland scored a hat-trick again.
And missed 2 penalties.
Yeah.
He missed 2 penalties and still scored a hat-trick. Do you know how fake that is?
He's one of the fakest footballers I've ever seen in my life.
I watched what Norway did to Israel. And they absolutely murdered them.
Yeah.
At home, Israel were never, ever in that game. They tore them to pieces. I know we won 3-0 tonight.
They were in the game.
They were in up until half-time, up until the penalty in the 46th minute. Israel were in that game. Again, on the counter, I thought they looked really quite dangerous. They had a few times where they broke through, again, on the counter, in that transition. We keep talking about transition. This Italy team on the transition. And when you're conceding chances in transition against Israel, against Estonia, what's going to happen when you play a France?
Well, that's the thing.
Or you play a Spain, or a Germany, or a Portugal? What is going to happen? You'll get absolutely ruined. But again, I don't understand. I don't look at this team and think we're an average team. I think this team is better than the team that didn't qualify in 2018. Or the team that were in the Euros 2 years prior, 2016. This team has a lot more talent than either of those teams. But
I also think it's better than the team that lost to North Macedonia in terms of...
Oh, absolutely.
For sure, because that team was aging. The players in there, the Jorginhos, the Barellas, they were tired mentally, physically. So I think there's no excuses.
Yeah, I mean, again, that team as well, that team was... They had come off the high of the Euros as well. And we've seen... How many times in history did we see France at the 2002 World Cup? Spain in the 2014. Germany. Like, we see it all the time with these teams. But can you imagine being a manager and winning a tournament with a team? How much trust you have to put in those players? How many emotions you go through high and low? Of course you're going to continue picking those players. I never begrudged Mancini for that. I mean, if you look at this squad, Donnarumma was at the Euros. Florenzi was at the Euros. Mancini... No, he wasn't. Bastoni was at the Euros. Emerson was. And Barella was. Jorginho was. Verratti was. Berardi was. Immobile was. Insigne was. Chiellini was. Pellegrini got injured, I think.
I don't think he was there.
Didn't Castrovilli go instead, I think, because he got injured. God, Castrovilli. Fucking hell, that's a name.
That's a throwback.
That is a throwback.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
João Pedro didn't go. Raspa went. Sirigu went.
João Pedro wasn't Italian that year.
No, he weren't. He was still Brazilian.
He's still Brazilian.
Or he was still... what's that game they play on the beach in Rio with that ball, that plastic football, where they all keep it up? What's it called?
Just two-touch, no?
Is that what it all is?
I don't know.
Cristante was there. Pacina was there. Acerbi was there. Politano wasn't there. So that's like basically 90% of that entire team against Macedonia went to the Euros. They were tired. But I'm looking at that Macedonia team right now and it's horror.
Who is that? No, you weren't even there.
Alioski was still there, the old Leeds player. Ristovski. Bardi, the number 10. Trachowski, the one who scored the goal.
It's just dead wood.
Yeah, it's not. You can't be losing to that at home.
Yeah, but we did.
Can't be losing to that at home. But so that's the position we're in now. We're going to go to the playoffs. And would you be confident today playing against Sweden or North Macedonia at home?
Bro, to be honest, playoff against any country, I'm not confident.
Yeah.
Because of what happened in the last two. You can give me any. We could play against San Marino. There's still part of my mind that's like, this is like, at the minute, Italian football heritage losing in the qualifying rounds of the World Cup. So I'm not confident, no. But I do believe that the players and the manager will 100% be up for it, and they're going to give it their all. And there's like, you know, in life there are moments where you have like you hold on. There are moments in life where you got to die. You have to roll a 6. Yeah. And people are like, no, but what happens if you? No, you don't understand. I have to get 6. That's us. No, we have to qualify. It doesn't matter how. There's no. Oh, what happens if we don't? No, it doesn't matter. We have to roll a 6. That's the reality. We have to win. And I'm not confident, but it's a necessity.
Should we go through the teams who are currently in second place? Right. So obviously not all of these teams Italy will play in the semi-final because it is seeded. But we'll go through them and see how confident. Just give me a number out of 10. How confident
okay.
you would be playing against this team in a final? Slovakia.
Slovakia, they got Lobotka. Who else would have standout players? None too many. Give it 7.
Kosovo.
Kosovo, they got Zagrova. Probably 3.
This next one's tough. Tough for me. Scotland.
Hey, their fans are good. Fans will be well up for it.
They got some talented players. This is the most talented Scotland team in my lifetime.
Probably like 2.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Ukraine.
Like 4, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Beat Ukraine in the qualifiers over the Euros.
Yeah, I know, but
Beat them and drew.
Ukraine, I think they got a little bit more firepower.
No Mudryk anymore.
No, Mudryk, he's doing Uber
He's training for the...
No,
he's doing Uber
now, He might drop the players off.
Next one is probably, if there's one team who we could potentially play, this is who I don't want it to be. Especially if it's away. Turkey.
Oh, no, fuck, man.
Turkey away would be horrendous.
On my life, Kenan is killing us.
What if Kenan scores a hat-trick? Are you celebrating?
No. What kind of a question is that, man? I'm going to DM him. I'm going to tell him, you're way off. We're done. We're no longer backing it. Temporarily, of course.
Temporarily. Yeah, Turkey, I think that's the worst. That's the worst.
Yeah, Turkey's... Can we draw them?
Yeah, in the final.
I'm not allow all of that.
I thought, actually, it will depend on their seeding.
No. Turkey, no.
Hungary?
Yeah, Hungary more confident than Turkey, of course. I'd probably give it like 6.
Poland,
I think they're tougher than Hungary. I'll probably go 5.
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Bosnia nowadays I'd probably go like 6, 7. They're nowhere near as strong as they once were.
Then we have North Macedonia.
No, 0, bro.
Really?
Yeah, no.
We'll beat North Macedonia. If we play North Macedonia in the semi-final, we'll beat them.
But for me, it's...
At home,
I'm
again.
I'm not looking at the team. I'm looking at the history. Things like... That to me scares me, North Macedonia again. It's just... I don't want to be that guy, but you know, football it's a cruel sport and it will just be bad, I reckon.
The players would be shitting it as well.
That's what I'm saying. And with the fans,
Imagine
the players, the pressure. Certain guys don't have the bottle, and I'm telling you something. That team is our team doesn't have the bottle.
No, well, our team is certainly not a bottle. Is not a word I would use to.
You cannot rely on our team,
especially at the back.
But bro, even in that moment, I couldn't rely on anyone.
You know who I'd rely on? Retegui. We'll speak about.
Or maybe he wasn't even part of the team in 2022 as well. So
he was still Argentine back then. Well, he was playing for Argentina under 20s.
He was like Messi.
Albania.
Albania, their fans are crazy.
Yeah.
It'll be tough. Again, probably 4.5, 5.
And then Czech Republic.
Probably 5.5.
This could change, obviously, because there's 2 more games for teams to play. But yeah, talking about Retegui, he's had I mentioned earlier how I'm in the last 12 months, Italy have we have forwards again. We have goal scorers. And Retegui is, he's a pure bagsman.
Yeah.
He really is. And we've spoke about before how we're so disappointed that he left Serie A after winning the top goal scorer and going to Saudi, but what a player. What a player he is.
Retegui's a weird one because I never rated him. I never liked him
really?
At Genoa. No, I never liked him at Genoa. I didn't like... When he signed for Atalanta, I was like, I think he'll do okay. I didn't expect him to be the capocannoniere. I feel like a lot of people really didn't expect him to be the capocannoniere in general, but he definitely exceeded my expectations. Then when we brought him to the national team, I was like, just another decent striker option, nothing too crazy. Yeah, he'll do his thing, nothing like Matri, my But he'll do his thing, he'll be okay. But he's proven me wrong, which is the main thing, which I'm obviously happy about. His goal scoring record, like you said, is very impressive. He turns up in big moments for us. When we need a goal, he's there to unlock a game, which is really, really important. And he's playing on form, confidence, and that's so important for a striker, man. When a striker's confidence and almost in the zone and locked in, which he is right now, they feel unstoppable. They feel immovable almost, and that's what he is. And he's Mr. Reliable. He's making a difference for us. He's raising the level. So I'm very happy. But Retegui was always a striker that I never really particularly liked. Even now, I wouldn't say I like him in terms of... I don't know. He's not my kind of striker, really. But
in what sense? Do you think he's a bit of an ugly forward?
Yeah. For me, I like technicians. I like Like the Kun Agueros of this world, Luis Suarez is, they're kind of my
Your
striker.
Immobiles of the world.
No, not Immobile. There's like, but they're obviously the ones I like are like, for me, best of the best. So elite, it's so hard to find, obviously. And Italy once had an abundance of those kind of world-class level strikers. But now, I'm not saying Retegui can't become world-class in his career. He potentially could. In Saudi, I think, no disrespect, for me, if you play in Saudi, you're not world-class. You can never be. Yeah, no. Once upon a time, a lot of those players in Saudi were world-class, but he's gone for the money, obviously. I'm sure he'll be back in Europe soon, within a few years. Probably doing what, I believe that Portuguese player did, the winger. Was it Otavio?
Oh, yeah.
You know the guy I'm talking about? I think he went back to Porto now this summer. But he literally went for like 1 or 2 seasons.
Secured the bag.
You
got to do what you got to do.
He did what he needed to do. And Retegui, I feel like, is one of those players that will return to Serie A. Like you said, we were a bit disappointed when he went, but Atalanta got a lot of money. He's on a lot of money. I kind of understood it. But yeah, I'm happy he's doing well and he's very reliable.
That's the thing, though. Like, I think that's his 11th goal for Italy tonight. And what I like about him is he scores different types of goals. I mean, that second goal tonight was... What a goal that was.
Bro, and a goal we saw that just before the taco goal. Yeah. Not sponsored, by the way. Shout us.
And that's probably the type of goal you don't associate with Retegui. Like, winning the ball. I mean, you associate him winning the ball back because he's such a hard worker. Yeah. He's an animal. But then to get the ball in that finesse,
that was like a Harry Kane goal.
It was
Harry Kane kind of strike.
But you know what I've said, and I don't want to say it because I'm not comparing Retegui to Harry Kane. Of course not.
No, he might be. I'm not.
But there is something Harry Kane-esque about him. Certainly, like the way that a few of his goals for Italy, he's got the ball on the edge of the box and just hit it so early. Like
You're saying his ball striking is similar to Kane.
His ball striking and how early he gets his shot off. Which, especially for the national team, is so refreshing to see because we, for like 8 years, had Immobile, who I don't think Immobile ever took a shot outside the box, really.
Apart from the goal against Wales, I want to say, in the Euros. He definitely scored outside the box there. Do you remember?
Oh, not Wales.
No, the 3-0, Turkey.
Yeah. But apart from that.
Yeah, I think that's the only time.
But yeah, it's just nice to have a goal scorer who's reliable. And Kean as well. I know he got injured against Estonia on Saturday.
But we don't know. I don't know how. Do we know how long he's out for? He'll be back for the qualifiers.
Yeah, he'll be back for the qualifiers. I haven't heard much about it. I think it was more precautionary than anything. Fiorentina probably said, it's just, we're struggling.
No, but I understand
we're struggling this season. Can you do us a favour? But yeah, so how much actually? This is a question that I've seen a few times. How much would you currently value Kean at?
Oh, Moise Kean. Oh, that's a good question. The thing is with like my prices, right, are very different. You're laughing.
Okay, let me give you a scenario then.
You need to tell. Okay.
A Premier League team, a top half Premier League team, buying Moise Kean from Fiorentina.
Okay, now let me ask you this question, right? How much is Erling Haaland worth?
Erling Haaland? I think Erling Haaland's worth... I think he could potentially be one of the most valuable players in football.
So give me a sum where you would rank Haaland and I can tell you what Kean would be worth.
So, for example, if Barcelona or Real Madrid were to buy Erling Haaland from Man City, I think they would probably pay upwards of 150, around that.
Yeah. Therefore, Kean is probably worth, in euros, 55.
In euros, 55?
Yeah.
Which is about, what, 42, 43 million pounds?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I look at this and I think, look.
Only because I've heard 100 being floated around.
Who said 100?
I've heard a few people say...
You just made that up.
I promise you, I've seen it multiple times. People have said that Moise Kean is worth 100 million.
And you know what my response is?
What is your response?
That's a load of rubbish. Moise Kean's not worth 100 million.
I'm not saying I agree or disagree with that. I'm just saying I've heard it being said.
There's no Italian worth 100 million.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Who do you think's the closest then?
Maybe Tonali.
Tonali is the closest. Yeah.
But he's probably around the 80, 75, 80.
I think if Juventus or Milan were to ever buy Tonali, it would be around that mark.
Yeah. Like, think about it, right? If you got Ekitike to Liverpool was under 100. Mm-hmm. Isak was, I want to say, like the 150 mark, which for me was overpaid anyway. Yeah, despite him being one of the best strikers in the world. That's too much. I agree with you. For me, the best 3 strikers in the world are Haaland, Mbappe, Kane. Now, obviously, you take into the account how many years they have on their contract, release clause, whatever it may be. But like for me, they're the 3 most valuable strikers in the world. 150 million is about right to 200, I would say. Mbappe, Haaland, very young, very good.
But what they give you as well. I mean, Haaland is guaranteed goals.
Yeah, guaranteed, like 50 goals a season.
His goal record for Norway, by the way.
And this is fake. But this is what I'm saying. For me, you said 150. I don't think Kean is half the player Haaland is because of how good Haaland is.
So say if Haaland was 200 million then.
I wouldn't say 100. No, you're changing it. But like, I get what you're trying to do. But for me, there's a big jump between Kean and Erling
So you don't
Haaland.
think Kean's half the player Haaland is?
No, of course not. Haaland's one of the greatest strikers of all time.
Already?
Yeah, for sure. Like, and I feel like that's not crazy to say. I think in terms of goal scoring ability, easily up there. In terms of positional awareness in the box, easily up there. In terms of movement in the box, easily up there. In terms of instinct, easily up there. I think what Haaland lacks is probably the technical ability of maybe someone like an Aguero or Luis Suarez had. I think is...
Then he makes up for it in other facets.
That's the thing. You don't need it. There's very few strikers that are elite in every single realm of football. And Erling Haaland is elite at what is the most important thing for a striker.
And the hardest thing to do in football.
Yeah, exactly. And he puts the ball in the back of the net. So I like Kean. I rate Kean. But for me, it's also been only one season we've seen Kean at the top. And how many times have we seen like Belotti, for example, 16, 17?
16, 17 Belotti, man.
This guy was Capocannoniere. Like, everyone was like, wow, he might go to Arsenal, Chelsea, City.
I thought he was next up.
Yeah, but that's what everyone was saying. And then Pep Guardiola wanted him. No, I think Pep Guardiola dodged a bullet by signing Gabi Jesus compared to Belotti. And they wanted a lot of money for him.
Think of what Belotti could have become.
But I don't think about that. Because he wasn't elite. And
So you don't think if he... Say, like, not hypothetically, if he had have gone to Man City under the tutelage of Pep Guardiola, do you think his career could have gone in a different... Could he have become a 20, 25 goal a season striker?
What, in the Premier League? No.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
It's impossible. And plus, they still had Aguero in the peak times of Aguero. He wouldn't have started. They had... I think Iheanacho was their backup, I want to say, at that time. Then they bought Gabi Jesus in the summer of 2017. It was too hard. I'm sure he would have maybe improved under Guardiola, like most players do. He's an elite level manager in an elite level team. That City team went on to be the Centurions the season after anyway, so he would have improved, but he wouldn't have gotten much game time. But with Kean, I think he's a good striker. I don't think he's elite now. I actually don't think his ceiling is world class in terms of his injury record as well. It's not ideal. No. He does have a lot of injuries, so will he be able to consistently play week in, week out and be able to bag 30 goals a season consistently? I think with a striker, it's really hard because consistency is the most important thing for me to judge a striker. Like, even when Haaland first burst onto the scene, I remember he scored like 10 goals or something in a game and 4-3-3. Everyone was talking about it. I was like, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
But then you were seeing what he was doing for Salzburg. I was like, hold on a minute. It's good, but it's Salzburg. Let's see if he can do it when he goes to Dortmund. Did it for Dortmund.
And he kept doing it. He kept doing it.
That's what I'm saying. He was fake. I mean, and I feel like there's those 1 in a billion players almost. And I think consistency is so important. And if you remember, when Kane first burst onto the scene, this guy was criticised like for his first 2-3 seasons when people were still saying, hold on a minute, is Kane world class? Is he? And he was dropping like 30 Premier League goals in a Tottenham team that were good, of course. That was probably the best era of Tottenham. But people were still questioning whether Kane was world class. It took a long time for him to have that reputation of one of the best strikers in the world. And with Kean, I just don't think he's at that level. So I'd probably give him like on a good day. Let's say the Saudis are happy, 60 million. And by the way, I think they overpaid for Retegui as well.
Yeah, they don't overpay for anyone.
They don't overpay. But
their pockets are bottomless.
For me, Retegui wasn't worth 60 million.
They say Atalanta give us a number, and Atalanta give them a number. They go, all right then.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I would agree. I think Kean has reached his ceiling. I think last season, and I'm not even sure we'll see another. I'm not sure we'll see him have a season as good as he did last year again. However, what I will say is, I think he is the most mature version of Kean that we have seen now.
Yeah.
The most. I think, especially at Juventus when he first broke on the scene, that word raw. Like, we talk about raw talent. Like, he was really exciting, but you could tell. A bit like when I used to watch Illing Jr. Like, Illing Jr. was really exciting, but he would just make so many mistakes and have so many silly moments where he would give the ball away or take too many touches. And Kean was that, but now this is the most efficient version of Kean I've seen. I mean, that goal he scored against Estonia on Saturday was gets the ball in the box, step over, goal.
Even his goal against Roma the week before, top.
Like he really is like the most efficient and productive version we've seen of him. But I'm just not sure how much better he can get from that. Now, a quick message to say that the Calcio show is now proudly sponsored by the Soccer Archive, one of the best in the game when it comes to original retro football shirts. Luca, both of us have worked with the Soccer Archive in the past. Tell us a little bit about them.
They are the best company to get retro soccer shirts, retro pieces, memorabilia, even modern day stuff. I got this beautiful 1994 Italy Maldini home shirt from there. We've worked with them for a while. You can get new pieces daily, whether that be online at www.thesoccerarchive.com or in their store at 24 Great Windmill Street in London, Soho. Make sure you go check them out and also go follow them on all social media platforms at the Soccer Archive.
And that's not even the best part, though.
Well, tell me what is.
The best part is that if you buy online using the code TCS10, you can get 10% off your first order with the Soccer Archive.
So you're telling me I could get any Juventus kit I want plus 10% off if I use that code?
You can indeed.
Well then, it's perfect. Make sure you use it, boys. Link will be in the description.
Who are Italy's top 5 most valued players according to Transfer Market?
Oh, according to Transfer Market, Tonali.
Tonali is number 3 at 60 million euros, which I think that's harsh in my opinion.
That surprised me. I think Bastoni.
Bastoni's number 1, 80 million euros.
Di Marco.
Di Marco is number 6, joint 5th place.
So is he top 5 or not?
He's joint 5th, yeah. He's number 6 on here because of his age.
So I need to. Is there another? So there's another. What's he worth?
He's worth 50 million euros.
Barella.
Barella is number 2, 65 million euros, down from 70.
I'm missing one.
You're missing two.
I'd probably say
You're missing number 4 and number 5.
Donnarumma.
No. Donnarumma is 8th position, 40 million euros.
I reckon it's higher now, especially because he's at Man City, new contract.
Transfer Market don't lie.
Okay, so Donnarumma, but I think that's harsh.
That is harsh, I would agree.
Moise Kean.
Moise Kean is number 4, 50 million euros.
I want to say Cambiaso might be up there because of the 60 million that City offered, but
Number 12, 35 million euros.
that's harsh.
And for what it's worth, Calafiori is also 35 million euros, number 11.
Also
which,
harsh.
Very harsh. And I'll go upwards. Fratesi is worth 35 million euros. I don't think that's harsh. I think that's the opposite
crazy,
of
yeah.
harsh.
That's
I think that's
generous,
generous. Udorji, 40 million, Prem tax.
Is Buongiorno in top 5?
Buongiorno is number 5.
Oh.
Did you get number 4? You got number
Yeah. I got them all then.
Yeah. So Bastoni, Barella, Tonali, Kean, Buongiorno. Top 5.
Don't like the ordering.
No.
Name somewhat makes sense though.
If it was me, it would be Tonali, Bastoni, Barella, Kean, Buongiorno. And I would only put Bastoni over Barella because he's younger.
I'd probably have Cambiaso 1.
That's outrageous. How much do you think Cambiaso's worth?
At least 200.
Outrageous thing to say.
Maybe 220 after I met him.
So we are here now. We are here. Italy are likely going to be in the playoffs next year. I think we look better than we have done. I'm more confident now than I would have been under Spalletti. Because that was a travesty. That was so bad. Like that might. I think Spalletti as Italy manager might be one of the worst Italy manager tenures
He didn't have a clue in the
we
world.
will ever see. And I think the bigger failure was the Italian FA for not sacking him before.
We should have gone after the Euros.
Yeah, absolutely. There was no reason. I don't know if you'd have asked Gravina after the Euros, why should we keep Spalletti? I don't know what he would have said.
Oh, Gravina, he would have said a lot of words.
He would have said words.
He wouldn't have said any sense. That's for sure.
That's probably why I like Spalletti, because Spalletti was the same. Spalletti used to say words and yeah. Have you thought about it?
Those philosophers.
Think about that.
Those guys that I was like that guy in like English exams.
Yeah.
Saying, well, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Something about a poem.
Yeah, I think he liked poems, Spalletti. But yeah.
Yeah, he was.
It's all if, buts and maybes. But I think if another manager had come in, if Gattuso, if he'd have came in for the game against Norway, he wouldn't have set up the way that Spalletti did, and we certainly wouldn't have lost 3-0. But we are where we are. Playoffs are looming. I think I feel better now than I did. And we've just got to hope for a bit of luck as well. Hopefully there's no injuries. Knowing Italy, Tonali will be injured by the time the playoffs come round, and you need a bit of luck.
Of course.
Hopefully Estonia can do us a solid and we don't have to worry about the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Hopefully, man. Look, at the end of the day, playoffs is probably the most probable cause, as we've all accepted, but I reckon we can I don't know. It depends who we face, but I'm trying to be as positive and optimistic as possible.
I'm positive about the semi-final. I think whoever we play, I'm looking at the potential opponents. I think we win in the semi-final. We're at home. The next game is,
that's the decider.
We'll see.
But let us know in the comments section, as always. Are you confident? What are your thoughts on Italy so far? Have you been impressed? Have you not been impressed? Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow us on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, the lot, at The Calcio Show. If you're listening on Spotify, give us a 5-star rating as well. Check us out. All the links will be in the description. Thank you for joining us. I've been Luca.
I've been Alfredo. Ciao, ciao.
See you in the next one.